Hello, dear students. Welcome to GDC. So, in the last class, we were discussed about immunology and we also covered the vaccine part. So, in the today's class, we will basically talk about some of the important MCQ which was previously asked in the Gpat exam related to this subject. Okay. So, let's start with the first question. So, first question is saying that given below are the two statements, one is labeled as assertion and another is labeled as region for the statement. Okay, now what we have to find out is which of the statement is correct. So question is exotoxin diffuses freely through the bacterial cell wall into the medium which is the organisms are growing. They are water soluble and can pass into the surrounding medium. When I was talking about exotoxin and endotoxin, so exotoxins are released from gram positive microorganism, and these exotoxin which is released from gram positive microorganism are water soluble in nature. Okay, due to its water soluble in nature, they diffuses freely. That's why here both the statements is correct and the A is the right explanation for the R. Okay, so here the right option will be option number A. Both A and R are true, and it is R is the correct explanation for the statement A. Okay, next question. Which of the following cell type responsible for initiating secondary immune response? So let me brief you what is immune response. So what is immune response if I'll talk? Immune response is a response which is generated by our immune system against a foreign material. So this is basically of two type. One is primary immune response, another one is secondary immune response. So primary immune response occurs when they basically exposed to first time exposed to, for suppose the person uh, initially affected by COVID-19. So this is the prime. When this second time this same COVID-19 is if infected by same COVID-19 virus, then this the immune response which is produced second time will be more rapid as well as more powerful as comparison to previous one. So that type of immune response is called a secondary immune response. So for that, what we need basically, we basically need what we have to do? We have to memorize. That's why the trick is you should know for second time we have to memory. Like in we can say that we should have a great memory to take revenge. So, for suppose if you want to take revenge, you should remember the incident what was happened with us. So, for that, what we need memory. So, here the correct answer will be the memory cell. So, what memory cell? What is memory cells? So, memory cell is a part of beta cell. Sorry, B cells. B cells is a part of B lymphocyte. B cells having two type of cell. One is memory cell, and another one is plasma cells. Okay. So plasma cells is responsible for the production of antibody, whereas memory cell is responsible for the secondary immune response. Okay, memory cell is responsible associated with secondary immune response. Here the correct answer is option number A, memory cells. Next, move to the next question. So next question is which of the following immunity can provide a natural acquired passive immunity for the newborn? Naturally, okay, so let me summarize what is immune system. Our immune system is divided into two major class. One is acquired immunity, acquired immunity. Another one is innate immunity. So innate immunity is basically also called as inborn immunity because it is present since birth. Okay, next. So if we talk about acquired immunity, um, this is acquired immunity is natural and artificial. Natural is also divided into two subclasses. One is active, another one is passive. Similarly, artificial, passive. Naturally, active immunity is occurred when they expose to antigen. When they expose to antigen, they are basically provides a naturally active immunity. So naturally passive immunity basically occurs through the immunity transferred from mother to fetus. So basically your which immunoglobulin responsible? Your IgG. Okay, so here the correct answer will be option number A, IgG. Similarly, artificially active immunity is provided by vaccination. Passive immunity is production by passive. Artificially passive means preformed antibodies are provided like plasma therapy during COVID. Okay, you have to remember question can be asked from this classification. Okay, this is very important classification to remember. Okay, yes, option number A is correct answer. Next, move to the next question. So next question is antibody which is responsible for the agglutination type of reaction. Agglutination type of reaction in blood. That means it involving different type of blood coagulation type of reaction. So for different type of blood coagulation type of reaction, this type of reaction basically required when our body is exposed to different type of pathogen. To remove such type of pathogen, this type of reaction is necessary. So here, which immunoglobulin is responsible or is important? This is basically your IgM immunoglobulin A. Yes, option A, D is the correct answer. Next, move to the next antibody, which is called as secretory antibody. So what is secretory antibody? The antibody which is present in our different secretion like your saliva, like your tears, milk. So such type of secretion, the antibody present. And this type of antibody immunoglobulin also provides protection against different type of pathogenic conditions. So this is the major secretory antibody is immunoglobulin A. Okay, this is very important, which is called as immunoglobulin called as secretory antibody. This is your immunoglobulin A. Okay, next question. 𝙂𝙬 is based upon what? So 𝙂𝙬 is basically a antigen antibody interaction. 𝙂𝙬 is nothing but a antigen antibody interaction. Let me explain. So 𝙂𝙬 is comes as a 96 well plate. It comes and a 96 well plate. So 96 plate will be there. Okay, like this small whole type of plates are there. Okay, so what happens? So this antigen, this is having that this plate having coated with uh, pre-coated with antibody. Okay, they are pre-coated with primary antibody. Okay, so these are pre-coated with primary antibody along with enzymes like horse radix peroxidase enzyme, HRP conjugate enzyme, alkaline phosphatase, alkaline phosphatase. They are incorporated with this enzyme. Okay, now what happens when we add some sample? For suppose we injected some sample. Okay, so this sample may have the specific antigen. For suppose we are want to test against malaria. Okay, we want to test against malaria. Now malaria having specific antigen. Now this antigen will bind to the antibody, and there will be a production of a fluorescence, fluorescence or color compound. That will be measured spectrophotometrically against different in nanometer. Okay, so here the option C is correct, antigen antibody interaction. Next move, let's see. So GDC has announced a prime batch for Gpat 2025 and 26, and this is basically in a specific English language. Okay, dear students, remember this is in English language, and this is basically for the student from South Indian region. Okay, in this course, you will get, if you enroll, you will get daily 500 plus live classes, 23 plus hard copy book, 500 plus pre-recorded lectures, 500 plus online test series, daily practice papers, previous year papers you will get. And if you want to join, you just contact the given below number for the joining. So this batch will be led by the experts of different. They are the experts from different subjects. Okay, they have a great experience in different subjects. Okay, so they will teach you and guide you throughout your preparation. So admission is open and live class will be start from 15th July. Okay, you can also join my live class prime plus courses for also in English language also. Okay, let's move to the next question. Okay, first line of defense. So I told you first the innate immunity. Okay, as I discussed, innate immunity. So innate immunity is nothing but inborn immunity. So inborn immunity having different different barriers. So what these barriers basically do? These barriers basically provides protection against exposed pathogens. And this is the your this is barrier, not only barrier. This is the primary barrier. Okay, first time they will expose to this barrier. So which of the following is an antibody molecule? No, antibody is your not innate immunity. It is comes under your acquired immunity. Okay, antigen molecule, these are not phagocytic cells. No, so your the primary barrier is your unbroken cells. Okay, unbroken skin is your primary barrier. Skin, your nostrils, your hairs present in your nose, these are basically your mucus, as your sweat, these are all comes under your first line of defense. Okay, next CD4 cells. Okay, so T cells having two type of T cells, T helper, T helper cells, T cytotoxic cells. So these cells having different type of receptor, which is recognized as, which basically helps to recognize it as a either it is a helper cell or either it is a phagocytic cell. So T helper cell having CD4 receptor. Similarly, T cytotoxic cell having CD8 receptor. Okay, so these are the two different type of receptor present in T cell, which will responsible for the distinguish between whether it is a T helper cell, whether it is a T cytotoxic cell. So that will be decided by these two things. Okay, I hope you guys are understanding. If you have any queries, you can put it in the chat box. Otherwise, in the comment section, we will answer your queries. Okay. Let's move to the next question here. Okay, your correct answer is T helper cell. Next, move to the next question, autoimmunity. Okay, so if we'll break this word autoimmunity, okay, an automatic trigger of immune response directed against a specific pathogen, failure to distinguish between self and non-self, an automatic segregation of T cell and B cell, and failure of B cell to interact with the T cell. So let me simplify this question for you. So whenever we are talking about immunity, so immunity, our immune system has one point or one property called as specificity. What is that? Specificity. So this specificity basically helps to distinguish between self and non-self. This basically distinguish between self and non-self. So if there will be a if the ability of distinguish between self and non-self has reduced, that leads to development of autoimmunity. That means, so here the correct answer will be option number B, failure to distinguish between self and non-self. So that is leads to autoimmunity. So that autoimmunity can also leads to autoimmune disorder, where our body act against our body own system. Example is like your Crohn's disease, psoriasis, psoriasis, Alzheimer disease, not exactly Alzheimer disease, psoriasis, your rheumatoid arthritis, myasthenia gravis. So these are the few example of autoimmune disorders. Okay. Next, move to the next question. Which of the following disease is a not an autoimmune disorder? Yes. Just now I am discussing this question. Which of the following is not an autoimmune disorder? Options are multiple sclerosis, Graves' disease, systemic lupus erythematosus, या dengue. So you know all are comes under autoimmune disease, but dengue is not an autoimmune disease. It is basically a viral disease. It is a viral disease caused by dengue virus. Okay. Move to the next question. Which of the following test is used for the differentiation of mycobacteria? So, what is mycobacteria? Mycobacteria is a acid-fast microorganism. It is nothing but it is a acid-fast microbe which is responsible for and it is involved in a pathogenesis of tuberculosis. So, which test is basically used for the detection of differentiation of mycobacteria? So, this is basically your amide test. Okay, amide test is basically used. Next question, chick test is chick test toxin is a sterile filtered form of culture of �々𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙬𝙐. Chick test is basically caused by diphtheria. Okay, the chick test is basically used for the identification of diphtheria. So which species is caused by which species is used? �々𝙎𝙎𝙎𝙬𝙐, Mycobacterium diphtheria, Corynebacterium diphtheria, Actinobacillus malayi. So here the correct answer is option number C, Corynebacterium diphtheria. Okay, move to the next question. The protein toxin that have been modified. Protein toxin, it is a toxin and it is a protein in nature. Protein toxin that have been modified. Okay, modified to reduce the toxicity. Okay, without significantly altering the immunogenicity is known as what? So what it is saying, it is a protein toxin. There it has been modified for to reduce the toxicity, but has the capacity of immunogenicity. What we call it that? We call it as a toxoids. Example is your tetanus toxoid. Okay, this is typical example of toxoids. Next, move to the next question. In 1798, Edward Jenner is published his work on what? So you know Edward Jenner is basically also known as this is famous for discovering first vaccine. So first vaccine name is your nothing but your smallpox vaccine. So that's why they publish his work on vaccination. So vaccination is the correct answer. Okay. Next moves to the next question. Rabies vaccine. What is rabies vaccine? A rabies vaccine is what? So is prepared using what? Sheep blood, mice lymph, horse plasma, या fertilized egg. So remember when I was talking to you about this topic, so I clearly mentioned you that so rabies vaccine is basically prepared from the fertilized egg or fertile eggs. So this basically prepared from the fertile egg. So for what purpose this rabies vaccine is used? Rabies vaccine is basically used against dog bite. Okay, so this is basically used against dog bite. So this is the The correct answer is fertile eggs. So that's all about a few MCQs which we have discussed here that are related to our last lecture. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for attending my class. We will come to a next class with a new topic. Thank you.